So, you're planning a trip to London in 2026. Awesome. But before you go, you should know the city is changing and there are some brand new rules and local secrets you'll want to know to avoid any headaches. We've put together the Essential Insider's Guide, covering everything from a new travel requirement to the one thing you should never, ever pay for. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's kick things off with the single most important new rule you need to know about, the ETA. Now, don't worry, it's not a visa. Think of it more like a digital hall pass you need to get into the country. But it is mandatory for most tourists who are staying for less than 6 months. And this timeline is super important. The whole thing kicks off in April 2025, but things get really serious in February 2026. After that date, airlines can literally stop you from getting on the plane if you don't have your approved ETA. You really don't want that to happen.
The good news is, applying is pretty easy. You just go to the government website, pay a small fee of about £16, and you're good to go. Most people get their confirmation within minutes, but, and this is a big but, it can take up to 3 days. So what's the number one rule here? Apply early. Do not leave this to the last minute.
All right, now that we've got that crucial new rule out of the way, let's dive into the fun stuff. We're going to cover how to handle your money, how to get around the city like a pro, see the best sites for free, and then we'll finish up with some life hacks to make your trip absolutely perfect. First things first, let's talk about money. Look, London has a reputation for being expensive, and honestly, it's kind of true. But if you go in with a realistic idea of the costs, you're going to have a much better time. Just to give you a little reality check, you can easily expect to pay around £15 for just 2 drinks in the center of the city. Now, we're not trying to scare you, but it's good to know this up front so you can set a realistic budget and not get sticker shock.
Now, tipping. This is a big one, especially for visitors from the US. In London, you've got to check your restaurant bill for something called a service charge. It's usually about 12.5%, and if it's on there, you're all set. No extra tip needed. If you'd rather tip the staff directly, you can just ask for that charge to be removed and leave cash.
And here's probably the biggest money tip of all. London is almost completely cashless. Seriously. Forget about bringing wads of cash. The buses don't even take it anymore, and lots of shops and markets are card only. Just plan on using your contactless card or your phone for pretty much everything. So, your money's sorted. Now let's figure out how to get around. London's public transport system is massive, and honestly, it's one of the best in the world once you get the hang of it. The classic tourist question. For years, the answer was always, get an Oyster card. It was the first thing you did when you arrived. But, well, times have changed. These days, the answer is incredibly simple. Just use your contactless bank card or your phone. It's so much easier. Plus, you get the exact same daily price cap as an Oyster card, which means once you spend a certain amount in a day, the rest of your rides are free. No more queuing up to top up a card. Just tap and go. What about grabbing a taxi? You've got options. An Uber will almost always be cheaper. But London's iconic black cabs have a secret weapon. They're allowed to use the bus lanes. So if you're stuck in traffic and you're in a hurry, hopping in a black cab might actually be the faster and smarter move. Getting from the airport into the city is your first transportation test. And our advice is simple. Take the train. From Heathrow, for example, you've got 2 great choices. The Heathrow Express is super fast, only 15 minutes, but it's pricier. The Elizabeth line is a bit slower, but costs almost half as much. It just comes down to what you value more, your time or your money. All right, let's get to the really good stuff, seeing the sights. But you don't have to just follow the giant crowds. We're going to show you how to experience the best of London in a much smarter and often much cheaper way. First up, this is hands down one of the best things about London. So many of its incredible, world-famous museums are completely free to get into. You can go see the Rosetta Stone, modern art masterpieces, Van Gogh's sunflowers, all without spending a single pound. It's amazing. Want one of those incredible panoramic views of the city skyline? Well, listen up, because here's a huge tip. Do not pay for it. Seriously, you can get a spectacular view for free from places like the Sky Garden. The only catch is you need to be a little organized and book your free ticket online a couple of weeks in advance. It is so worth it. Okay, here's a bit of a controversial take. We know a day trip to Stonehenge sounds like a must-do, but in reality, you're looking at a long travel day, sometimes 3 hours each way. You might want to think about visiting amazing places like Oxford or Cambridge instead. They're only about an hour away by train and just as incredible. And to wrap things up, here are just a few final life hacks. These are the little things that locals know that will make your trip that much smoother and more fun. Just like in any big city, you gotta be smart with your stuff. Petty theft can happen in those crowded, touristy areas, but you don't need to be paranoid. The best defense is just to be aware. Keep your bag zipped, phone in your pocket, and you'll be totally fine. It's all about being aware, not afraid. When it comes to the weather in London, you need to know one thing. It's completely unpredictable. You can absolutely get sunshine, rain, and a cold wind all in the same day. The only way to win is to dress in layers and never, ever leave your hotel without a small umbrella or a light rain jacket. Trust us on this. And here is the easiest way to save money every single day. The tap water in London is perfectly safe and clean to drink. Don't ever buy bottled water. Just walk into any pub or restaurant and ask for tap water, and they have to give it to you for free. It's a simple trick that adds up. So there you have it. You are now officially armed with the knowledge to navigate London like a pro, not a tourist. By planning ahead for these little things, you can spend way less time stressing and way more time just enjoying one of the greatest cities on earth. So the only question left is, what will you discover?